Brown Armstrong TV, Brown Armstrong Sports. Texas versus Ohio State. I want to talk about a few things really quick. First of all, Arch Manning. Saying that Arch Manning is bust because he had a pedestrian game against a good defense is ridiculous. That's what happens when teams play defense. Even guys that you think are going to be superhuman or play a superhuman brand of football wind up looking regular. Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, hell, at one point Nick Foles was somebody that people thought was good, when he won the Super Bowl. Brock Purdy looked great sometimes and then had a good defense come along and he just looks regular. Dak Prescott, he might have a great game, a great string of games sometimes. Defense come on, he looks terrible. It happens to every quarterback. So to say that this guy is a bust because he played a good defense is ridiculous. And second of all, I keep hearing it was a boring game. No, it's not a boring game. It's called defense. People can get stopped. Every game ain't supposed to be 56-46. I'm sick of football fans calling a game where the score was 21-17, 21 to whatever it was. 24-21, whatever. 21-14, I believe, was the final score. They said the same thing about the Patriots Rams Super Bowl. It was a boring game. No, it wasn't. It's called defense. Defense is a part of the game. I know y'all done got used to the referees and everything being catered towards scoring a bunch of points, but there are still people out there who preach defense and make stops. So before you call the Ohio State-Texas game boring, no, what you saw was defensive football. Those are decent quarterbacks that are playing on a Division I level. They're not bums, but they were playing a good defense. Caleb Downs is one of the best, if not the best, defensive back in the country that came out of Alabama and transferred to Ohio State. He's one of the best in the country. In Ohio State, traditionally, since the 90s, even before that, but for sure in the 90s, since the 90s, have always had decent defenses, specifically at linebacker. They've always had great linebackers, and they've always had pretty decent defensive backs and decent defensive line. They've had some exceptional defenses the last few years. And Texas had a monster defense last year, had a monster defense coming into this year. What did you expect to see? 49 to 42? Those two teams had good defenses. So instead of saying it was a boring game and said the quarterbacks weren't good, how about the defenses stepped up and played a good defensive game? That's part of the game too. That's all I wanted to talk about. Stop thinking that every game is going to be 35 to 42, 49 to 56, 64 to whatever, 63 to 56. It's not going to be like that all the time, man. Sometimes you might have a game that's 17 to 10. And that's not a boring game. That just means the defense is doing its job. You want to see a bunch of touchdowns, go watch 7-on-7 or something. You watch an actual football where you have people trying to stop the other team. And sometimes that happens. Brown Armstrong TV, Brown Armstrong Sports.